Hello guys, welcome back to your Friday episode on Naked Stock. Because Naked Stock appears to be up about 4% or 5% according to Google, even though it also says on Google that it's down by about 13%, but it is up by about 4 or 5%. So the question for this one right now is Naked Brands a buy right now? Because of course, look at this stock over the past week or so, we can see that we saw highs back on about the 11th of February of about $1.94, and ever since really we are coming down. But of course today has seen a lot of volatility, but even towards the end of session we are looking at a bit of an uptick in the share price. So of course this definitely could indicate to some things happening next week. Well guys, obviously I am not a financial advisor, but what I can do is give you all of my personal opinions in this video. If it sounds like a plan, if you might enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe, it would be appreciated. And with that being said, let's jump straight in. So yes guys, stock has been moving in a very interesting manner over the past day. We can see a lot of volatility, but mainly this one has been going up until about 11 o'clock in the day, where basically from that point we actually started to sell off. So realistically, from about this point here at 10:05, we started to see the share price level out, and then of course leading up until about 11 o'clock we did actually see this one go down by a small amount. Now from about 12 we saw a bit of an increase from 11, but honestly guys, from there we actually saw a bit more of a sell-off. But realistically, towards the very end of session we are looking at a bit of an uptick in the share price so far, and that is kind of a good indication of some things potentially to come. But basically guys, over the past day from about 10, it was a relatively flat day. You can see if we can get a percentage on from about 10 o'clock until now, you can see we've only gone down by about 3.5%. so yes, it is down, but not by a significant amount. So the question is, should you buy Naked Brands stock now, or should you give it a miss? Well guys, in my personal opinion, Naked Brands is a very interesting stock. It has been moving in a very interesting way over the past few days, and it does make sense. It has been getting a lot of attention, not necessarily a bad thing, and there are many reasons for this one, and there are some legitimate reasons why this share price could increase. We've talked about it in a previous episode, and of course we're just going to talk about it very quickly again. The company is implementing a new business model which is intending to obviously bring in more revenue and all that kind of good stuff, which really could improve the share price going forward and really could improve investor attention if this company really does manage to turn itself around. Now yes, it is going to be a pretty hard job, but that does not mean that it's undoable. It definitely could happen. I think it depends on how much optimism you do have in this company doing so, but that main factor has sent the share price flying over the past few days, and I think that is not a bad thing at all. I think it's actually a great thing that this share price has come down in the past few days, and I also think it makes perfect sense because, let's face it guys, if you'd have bought Naked stock about a month ago, you'd have bought this one for about 47 cents, and of course if you'd have bought even just a few days before that, you'd have bought this one at about 35 cents when we were previously talking about it. So you know guys, you would have bought this one and made about $1 profit per share. I think it makes sense that people are selling off from that high, and of course definitely taking profits because they will have made quite a lot of money, and I definitely can understand the reasoning for these people selling off, so I can completely understand it. I think now it's actually making sense that it's also flattening out at this current price of about $1.35. So going into next week guys, I definitely think that Naked Brands could see a bit of a recovery in share price. I don't think it's going to be anything massive, and when it comes to buying Naked Brands, I don't think it's a worst buy at the minute, but I definitely think it is more of a speculative play because yes, this one does have some real potential, but it depends on how much you believe in the company from a fundamental standpoint, so please make sure to do your own research on that. But realistically guys, this one does have that potential, but obviously it definitely does have the potential to sit pretty flat in the next week. Now when it comes to your current positions on Naked guys, if you had a position on Naked from a few cents ago, i.e. you'd have bought this one at a relatively cheaper price, I definitely think it's not going to drop by too much more. I think we are pretty stable in this $1.30 range. We might even hit the $1.20 range, but I don't think it's going to go much lower than that. I think that is another good thing to see, but I think going forwards guys, the growth that we may see might not be as huge as people do anticipate. I mean yes, there are some factors which could change this going forwards, and of course if that does happen, if it does start to come back up by a significant amount, I will definitely change my opinion. But I think realistically guys, we are probably leveling out at this $1.30 range. I don't think we are going to increase by a huge amount in the next few weeks. I think that we definitely could see more stable and slow growth going forwards. I think that would be a good thing as well because it would still bring in an increase in growth by a significant amount, which definitely could justify buying the stock. But I think we need to look at this one for what it is. Yes, the potential is there with the company, but obviously with it going up by such a significant amount over the past few days, and it being being down by quite a bit as well in the past few days, it also also could indicate to this one going down a bit more. I definitely don't think it will go down by too much more in my personal opinion, but of course it does carry an amount of risk going forwards with that, you know, considered as well. So yes guys, Naked Brands definitely could be a buy, but I think going forwards we need to consider the amount of growth that we may see. I think this one could see some growth, but I don't think it will be the most, you know, volatile and most heavily growing stock in the next few days. Not necessarily a bad thing guys, but of course a lot of people do think this one's going to the moon, as people say. I think there is some potential for that if the right catalysts do come along, but as of current guys, I can't see this one exploding. I definitely think it could touch $2 at a high in the next 2 to 3 weeks guys, but I think that's the absolute max. I don't think that we're going any higher than that in the next few days. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because obviously yes, it is up by quite a lot over the past weeks, so it makes sense that it's going to level out pretty soon. So of course guys, definitely Naked Brands could be a buy, but I definitely think it is quite a risky play at the minute, because obviously it has shot up by such an amount that it definitely could level out now and stay there for a significant amount of time. So would I buy this one? I actually would buy this one, but I think it does carry quite a bit of risk with it. I've said it many times in this video, and I definitely think it does, you know, come into play with this one, because the potential is there, but it also could level out at this current price, and that could indicate that there are other, you know, better stock buys out there at the minute. So guys, what are you doing with Naked Brands? I'd love to hear what you guys are doing with this stock. It would be appreciated if you could drop us a comment telling me what you think. And with that being said guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.